What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. UFC Abu Dhabi is this weekend, and I'm here to bring you my fight predictions and picks based on what I think is going to happen. Kind of a betting breakdown as well. But before we get into that, I'm going to give you guys to make free money. So if you guys don't want to bet and just want to make picks, just like I'm doing on this site here at Tapology, just make picks and you'll be able to make money through my Pick'ems group. So all you'll have to do is go to Tapology.com, create an account, and then join my Tapology group. It'll be at Tapology.com/groups/2048. Once you've joined, just make your fight picks, and that enters you in to win $100 now because I've hit 100 subscribers until further monetization. That will go up once we get monetization on this channel. So our previous event winner was MMA Joey 69. He still has yet to claim it. But if he does, I'll be sending him that ASAP. And but yeah, that's all you have to do is make fight picks, and you can win $100. Seems pretty easy. But anyways, let's jump into making our fight picks. We're going to start with the early prelims and end with the main event. I will jump down there now. We're going to start with Martin Buday versus Marcus Buchecha. I think that this is going to be a very weird blob fight between two heavyweights. And I'm going to pick the more athletic and more willing to take the fight to the ground heavyweight. And I'm going to take him by round one submission. I'm going to be picking Marcus Buchecha. There isn't really any evidence that this is going to happen other than his credentials for jiu-jitsu. Martin Buday has only beaten blob heavyweights, to be fair. He hasn't really beaten anybody of any relevance, and that's why I'm picking Buchecha. But it would not surprise me in the slightest to see Buchecha not be able to get him to the ground, be a blob, and then just get slowly decisioned over time by Martin Buday. I doubt that will happen, but it wouldn't surprise me, like I said. I've got Buchecha by round one submission. I think this is practically a lock outside of the fact that this dude has never fought in the UFC before. It's as close to a heavyweight lock as you're going to get, in my opinion, for a dude on a debut. But I will be picking Marcus Buchecha by submission in round number one. Moving to the featherweight division, we have Muhammad Yahya versus Petr Yan. Both these dudes are not good fighters, and it wouldn't surprise me if it made it the decision, and win or lose, they give it to Muhammad Yahya. I'm going to pick Stephen Wynn very much with a grain of salt. Like, I do not want to pick this guy, but I don't want to pick Muhammad Yahya either. I'm going to pick Wynn by decision. Or Yen by decision. Stephen Yen. He's taller. He's bigger. That's about it. I really don't remember either of these guys fighting. I just know they suck. Cut both of them from the UFC, please. Please. After this win and loss from either of them, cut both of them. Moving on to Ibo Aslan versus Billy Elikana. This is actually a tough fight because Billy Elikana did give Bogdan Guskov some slight issues, and I feel like people aren't really remembering that in their predictions. He did give Guskov quite the trouble at first. You could see that lighter man skill thing really being a factor. But I think if he can't get Ibo Aslan to the ground, I think Ibo Aslan will KO him probably fairly quickly. It doesn't seem like it'll be too much of a match other than that, unless Elikana can get it to the ground. And even then, I feel like Ibo should be able to get back up, although the Cutelaba fight may bring some of that into question. I've got Ibo Aslan winning by round 1 KO. It probably will be a KO from Aslan. I just don't fully trust him to be able to stop the grappling of Elikana, so it does make me worry and not pick him as a lock. I do think it's a fairly easy matchup for Aslan otherwise. Moving on to the women's strawweight division, and we will be doing what we normally do. Amanda Hebos by what? Do you get finishes? Decision. Don't be surprised if Tabitha Ricci steals a decision here. This was just a coin flip. It is a coin flip. Also with the judges and how they judge Tabitha Ricci fights, it is also a coin flip. I've got Amanda Hebos winning a decision, but don't be surprised if Tabitha Ricci gets given a decision. Moving on to the men's bantamweight division, we're back to fights. We've got Damon Blackshear versus Davy Grant. And sadly, I feel like that was a women's fight, by the way, that isn't going to be exciting. And they have been lately. They've been pretty good. Pretty exciting, not the women's fighters being good. Like, the fighters have been the same. But, you know, they're getting a little better. It's okay. But anyways, we'll move back to the men's fights. It'll be Damon Blackshear versus Davy Grant. Davy Grant, an underrated dog here. I think he has a very good chance of winning this fight because Damon Blackshear's striking, if I'm remembering right, it looked horrible against guys like Cody Gibson. And I understand that Davy Grant, his issue is grappling typically, but I could see Davy Grant getting a TKO here. But I'm not going to pick it to happen. I think Damon Blackshear will be able to out-grapple and eventually submit Davy Grant in round number 2. I think it'll either be a round number 2 or round number 3 submission. I don't think this is a quick, immediate, latched it up, and it's over kind of submission. I think that Damon Blackshear is going to have to kind of cook him over time and then eventually ends up getting a submission like an arm triangle, something similar to that. You know, rear naked choke, just eventually gets the arm under the neck, sinks it behind, and then just finishes. Yeah, I've got Damon Blackshear by submission. I could see decision. It would not surprise me in the slightest. But I do think that he's more of a submission threat than a lot of the other opponents of Davy Grant, although Davy probably has gotten a little bit better. But he's a crafty vet, so we'll see if he gets submitted or not. Oh, we have the return of Dracula himself, Muslim Salikov versus Carlos Leal. This is my entire favorite fight of the night. I can't wait to see this fight. I hope Muslim Salikov wins this fight. Although he is 4 million years old at this point. 400 million and 1. I really want to pick him to win, especially against a dude like Carlos Leal, who has like very aggressive striking, and Salikov could actually win this. Fuck, man. I'm gonna pick Carlos Leal to win by knockout. I don't want to be like everybody else though. Do I have room where I can fuck up? I feel like I have some room where I can fuck up. You know what? I'm picking Drac. Maybe. Hold on. Who is he beating? Santiago and Sonkanon. He wasn't able to stop Nicholas Dalby or Randy Brown, but those are two like kind of bad matchups for him. You know what? Yeah, I've got Carlos Leal by I don't know what, you know. Round 2 TKO. I think he ends up finishing Muslim Salikov, Drac, my favorite fighter, at 170. I hope it's a barn burner, though. If Muslim Salikov wins, it's going to be spectacular. And I'll just have you know that. I'm not locking Carlos Leal to win this fight either. This is a very winnable fight from Muslim Salikov. The point to immediate KO in round 1 was not winnable at all for Muslim Salikov. Anyways, I will be picking Dracula to lose, sadly. I think Carlos Leal is just a little too young, a little too much, a little too roided, and has been getting some solid finishes. And I think he's improved from when he was in PFL or Bellator or whatever it is. Moving on, brother. We're going to Bryce Mitchell. And we've got him versus Said Nurmagomedov. Buddy, I'm going to tell you, Bryce got this easy. He's going to wrangle up this sumbitch and squeeze him to a decision. I don't think we're going to submit nobody this time. I think we just going to take them on down, hold them, outstrike them a little on the feet too, show off our hands and feet that we're tearing up Ilia Toptoro. And, yeah. Anyways, I think that Bryce Mitchell wins this fight, actually. The speed of Said Nurmagomedov, I think, will be an issue at first. Some of the submissions could be an issue for Bryce. Ninja chokes, especially. Hate to bring that up, but let's avoid getting our neck taken this time, Bryce. And I just think Bryce, using his takedown entries and being the bigger framed of the two, will be able to outstrike him at range. Not from the very first round. I do think it's going to take minimum halfway through the first round and some of the grappling to start going his way before Bryce starts to really win the fight. But I do think he wins a 29-28 decision, and I think it'll be a pretty close fight, though. I'm interested to see how the weight cut goes for Bryce, mainly, honestly. He looks to be in really good shape, much better shape than a lot of his other fights in the terms of, like, his physique is actually, like, not just not a bag of milk. Like, he's strong, but not toned or muscular. You don't see it on him. I think Bryce will win this by decision. I think he is just a little too good for Said Nurmagomedov, even coming down in weight. Yeah. I think the size will be a problem, too. Moving on to Nikita Krylov versus Bogdan Guskov. This is a very tough fight to call, and I could see this is one of those completely either way it goes, it's understandable. With Bogdan, he is a finishing machine, but he got submitted by Volkan Ozdemir, which you really do have to look at. Nikita Krylov is not coming off a long layoff this time. He's literally going to be fighting after 3 months of being KO'd. But Nikita Krylov is the higher level fighter here. Yes, he did get knocked out viciously by Dominic Reyes, but it was a counter-strike. A lot of dudes at light heavyweight will not counter-strike the way Dominic Reyes does. And Bogdan Guskov just hasn't proven to me that he is one of these guys who can counter-strike very well. He is wild. He's sloppy. I think either way this goes, somebody's going down at first. But I could see Nikita Krylov getting a submission, especially if he comes out with an actual game plan this time rather than just bull rushing forward over and over. But maybe I'm wrong on that. He is very beatable, finishable, if I remember right. Yeah, he gets finished. I have Nikita Krylov by round 1 submission. I do not think this is one of those locks. I don't think you can sit here and be like, oh, for sure it's a lock. But I've got Krylov by submission. I think that if you're going to be betting on this, you need to bet submission. Yeah. That or finish. If finish is a profitable margin. But I have Krylov by submission round number 1. I think that just the level of fighters he's submitted or beaten and finished have been higher level than any of Guskov's wins, outside of like Reinspan, which isn't a high level win for either of them. Moving on to the flyweight division, we've got Asu Amalbayev versus Jose Ochoa. I've been riding the Jose Ochoa train since the Lonnie Kavanaugh fight. I love this dude's pressure. I love his aggression. He's a bit sloppy, kind of like Vinicius Oliveira. But in my opinion, a bit more skilled, less maraudery. I love these new marauder-type midgets. Like, I'm loving these marauder-type mini fighters. They're becoming some of my favorite fighters. And also, I think Asu Amalbayev is a straight-up bitch. Every moment that he had of any slight problems in the fight, I don't know why I can't think of the other word for it. Anytime he went through any type of adversity, he would either look to the ref immediately for a solution or turn his back from the other fighter and sprint in the other direction. And to me, that's a disqualification. You should be disqualified and then cut from the UFC immediately. As soon as you turn from your opponent, turn your back to them, and sprint in the other direction, running from them, you have forfeited the match. You've tapped out. You have submitted. Anyways, that's my rant about Asu Amalbayev and why I'm not picking him. I will be picking Jose Ochoa to knock this bitch out. Hit this straight up bitch. Because I think Ochoa is too... I can see Ochoa getting out-grappled for maybe the first round. In round number 1, I can see him getting grappled while he's landed some big shots on Amalbayev. But I like Ochoa's ability to get up, and his ability to get up even when he was hurt against Cody Durden. Because Cody Durden landed a big shot mid Jose Ochoa just swinging wildly at him, which I think is just a young man thing rather than a his technique sucks kind of thing. He got caught in the middle of just getting wild. Was hurt pretty bad, and then Cody Durden shot for a takedown. Jose Ochoa couldn't stop it, but he got right back up after he kind of collected his bearings. He was just like, all right, I'm going to start doing my stuff, and I get up. And then he immediately got on Cody. I love it. I think Ochoa is going to win by round number 2 knockout or TKO. I think that he's going to be way too much for Asu Amalbayev. The pressure and feints of Manel Kape were bothering this dude. Ochoa throws way more, and he feints. He'll sit there and feint at range over and over, just sitting there bobbing, feinting, while you aren't going to understand what attack is coming. He's going to just swing something reckless. I think he catches Asu. Asu sucks. I don't like him. Hopefully they cut him from the UFC after this. I want flyweights that are fun in the UFC, and we finally have them. Let's not keep guys like Asu Amalbayev around. Shara Magomedov versus Marc-André Barriault. He is a heavy favorite for this fight, and I almost want to pick against him. To me, you cannot pick Shara Bullet as a lock for this fight. Sure, Marc-André Barriault sucks, but his losses, at least these 3, I haven't looked at his record recently, but his most recent losses are all to fighters who are better than Shara. I would take Dustin Stoltzfus over Shara because he grapples. He would pick Shara Bullet up and slam him. And guess what? This fucking little tippy-tap striker wouldn't do anything if he's sitting... Once he's getting grappled, it's done. Anyways, I just don't know that I can't trust Marc-André Barriault. God. he has so much better wins than Shara, and I want to pick him so bad. I hate Shara. I think this dude sucks. He has these little tippy-tap kicks that do absolutely 0 damage. He has tippy-tap strikes that do 0 damage. But Barrialt is a Canadian. And he's 35. And those two things doing a fusion dance together, they make it hard for me to pick him. But Shara lost, like, his only loss is to MVP, which isn't a bad loss to have, especially when it's only a striking affair. He beat a dude like Mikhail Lisashuk before he moved over to the Fight Nerds camp. The double spinning back fist was sick, but it's just that. It's cool. It's a cool move that happened to a bad fighter. I'm doing it. I'm doing it. Am I really trusting Marc-André Barrialt? I don't know if I can. It's a huge underdog. And I don't think Shara Bullet's as good as everybody else thinks. Whatever. I'm gonna pick Shara Bullet to win a decision in Abu Dhabi. They love him there. Marc-André Barrialt's having to fly across the planet as a Canadian. They're already weak. I've got Shara Bullet winning by decision. I don't think he finishes Barrialt. If he does, Barrialt's just a Canadian, and it was just built in that was going to happen. Petr Yan versus Marcus McGhee. We've got Archer, leader of the Gorgonites, fighting Petr Yan. I can't wait for this fight. I'm super excited. This is my boy, Archer, leader of the Gorgonites. I'm so excited for this. This is one of those ones that it's going to show where Petr Yan's level really is, or Petr Yan. I think that maybe that first round he is going to struggle at first with figuring out Marcus McGhee. But Marcus McGhee slows down heavily, very heavily. He slows down so bad, and that's not something you want to do against Petr Yan. I am going to pick Petr Yan to get a round 3 finish. I think he will not need the round 3 finish, but I think that once all the speed and athleticism of Marcus McGhee goes in that after the first round, and all the feints and stuff have started to wear himself down, and it's them just doing a technical battle from there on out, Petr Yan's going to tear him apart. And maybe the kicks and everything will have already added up and been a little too much, but I doubt it. I think Marcus McGhee is not on the same level as Petr Yan, and I think that is going to be exposed come Saturday day for me. Yeah, Petr Yan, round 1, or round 3 knockout. I think this is going to be a fantastic fight, especially in the first round. I think it'll be heat in the first round. But by the time it gets to round number 3, I think Petr Yan will be so far ahead at that point that there just will be no, like, he'll be so far ahead that it will just be a finish that can happen. There won't be a possible decision, I don't think. I've got Petr Yan winning fairly easily once the second round happens. Moving to the main event of the evening, we've got Reinier de Ridder versus Robert Whittaker. Robert Whittaker versus Reinier de Ridder. Huge fight in the middleweight division. Sorry, my cat was breathing fucking hard. Huge fight in the middleweight division. And I think it's a mismatch. I think there's going to be an absolute masterclass that happens in this fight. And you'll have to find out after this break. No, I'm just kidding. I think Robert Whittaker is going to absolutely school Reinier de Ridder on the feet. I think this is going to be one of those masterclass Rob Whittaker y'all forgot fights. Like, I'm sorry, but Reinier de Ridder's stand-up is absolute garbage. He was fighting Bo Nickel in his last fight. And don't get me wrong, I picked Bo to win. Sadly, I have to be one of the people that admit their wrongdoing. But I've seen past that, and Bo Nickel is just one of the worst middleweights I've ever seen as a fighter, other than he can grapple. And he hasn't even shown that he can, because the dudes that he's grappled down, he had to cheat to get down first. He had to knee him in the balls to take him down, because he wasn't getting takedowns before that. But yeah, my point being, Bo Nickel sucks, so RDR beat a guy who sucks to get a fight against Robert Whittaker, which I think is a massive step up, obviously. And I think this is going to end in either... I don't think that he's tough enough to not fold to shots eventually from Robert Whittaker. I think either round number 3 or round number 4 would be the finish for Rob Whittaker. I can see him... I don't know if he's going to be able to set up maybe some of the same combinations that he would be able to land on shorter guys against Reinier de Ridder here, because de Ridder is a fucking big middleweight. That being said, like, if he gets Rob pushed up against the cage and gets him down to the ground, this could be over. He's just not the same kind of grappler that Khamzat is, so it does make me a little less concerned for Rob. I damn near want to pick him as a lock for me, but just seeing the odds and everything, it makes me not want to. But I will be picking Robert Whittaker as a lock. I want to go back over my picks now. I think it will be a round number 3 TKO. So let's go back over the picks. I've got Rob Whittaker winning by TKO round number 3. Petr Yan winning by TKO round number 3. Shara Bullet winning by decision. Jose Ochoa winning by KO round number 2. Krylov winning by submission. Bryce Mitchell, brother, winning by decision. I've got Carlos Leal winning by KO round 2. I really hope that does not happen. I hope I'm wrong about that. That's my one of the card that I pray I'm wrong on. Damon Blackshear versus Davy Grant. I've got Blackshear by sub round number 2. I think that the weakness of Davy Grant will appear in that fight. Hebos by decision against Tabitha Ricci. I think that's a solid pick outside of the fact that they might rob Hebos. Ibo Aslan versus Billy Elikana. I've got Aslan by KO round number 1. Muhammad Yahya versus Stephen Wynn. I've got Wynn by decision. Martin Bade versus Marcus Buchecha. I've got Buchecha by round 1 sub. If you want to, please join our Tapology group. You can make $100 or more eventually once my channel's bigger. Just by making fight picks. So join the Tapology group. It'll be in the description below. It'll be in the comments below. It is tapology.com/groups/2048. Join that. Make your fight picks. You can win $100 if you win in the group. Also, join my fight companion this weekend. I will be doing a live fight companion from now on since we hit 100 subscribers, because I'm going to try to do a little more content each week. Anyways, you guys have a fucking fantastic day. Enjoy the fights. Come join the fight companion. Join the Tapology. Make some money off me. Bet responsibly, too, if you do. Bye.